Hi everybody, we're the undergraduate team from the University of Minnesota Carlson School of Management. My name is Rebecca. This is Andrew, Emily, and Andrew. Our evaluation, we concluded from our evaluation that the transaction is fair in the context of the situation, but that shareholder value is ultimately left unrealized due to the fact that Vascular failed to conduct sufficient succession planning and acquisition was contrary to Vascular's strategic position at the time. Vascular Solutions is an interventional medical device company that produces devices that are used in non-invasive coronary peripheral vascular disease procedures. They operate under what management has termed a multiple product strategy, meaning they develop these very specific products that are too small to be attacked by large competitors such as Boston Scientific or Medtronic. The strategic positioning of the firm at the time of the acquisition announcement was one of expansion. They had recently announced plans to more than double the top-line revenue generation for a salesperson, as well as use a large cash base to conduct acquisitions in the future. From a strategic perspective, it makes sense that Teleflex would want to acquire Vascular. Their R&D and revenue would add value to Teleflex, as well as you can see here, Teleflex's product portfolio, as well as Vascular's. They fit nicely within the catheter and cardiac care divisions. Now I'm handing off to Emily to talk about the industry overview.
The cardiovascular device industry is expected to grow at a CAGR of 5.7% through 2022, with demand being driven by an increase in per capita healthcare spending, prevalence of disease, and an aging population. Vascular Solutions is most threatened by industry rivalry and the power of buyers. VASC is unable to compete with the economies of scale of the larger cap enterprises and needs to ensure that its products are clinically differentiated enough to preserve market share. VASC is also threatened by hospital cost containment efforts. Group purchasing organizations are gaining purchasing power within the industry, resulting in increased price competition. While there has been a decline in catheterization rates within the industry, we don't believe this to be a significant threat due to favorable demographic trends. There's been quite a bit of consolidation in the industry as there's less of a risk for companies to acquire new technology than to develop it in-house. And we believe that M&A activity will remain strong as companies look to build scale and breadth. And this indicates to us that this was not the only time for Vascular Solutions to sell. Now I'm going to hand it off to Andrew to talk about financial analysis.
Thanks, Emily. From a financial perspective, we determined that Vascular used effective lifecycle management, whereby they matched high-margin blockbuster products with low-margin or falling margin legacy products. This is manifested in the gross margin, which held steadily over our period of study, and also manifested in their strong revenue growth, which they were able to support through these high margins and effective lifecycle management. Their EBITDA margin fell over our period of study as well, but this was mainly due to a sales force build-out, which fits with our strategic analysis, which determined that they were planning to be a standalone company and be an acquirer instead of an acquiree in years to come. From a financial perspective, we determined that Teleflex was a good fit with Vascular for the following reasons that included they have experienced more volatile revenue growth over the past few years, and while they've improved their margin profile mainly due to cost restructuring, they still are looking to rebalance their portfolio to more high-margin products and use more lifecycle management that Vascular has been able to use. Now I'm going to pass it to Becca for the acquisition analysis.
Thanks, Andrew. So the main conclusion that we had from the analysis of the acquisition is that the board had no other strategic alternative but to sell. After the SharkNet litigation, Root wanted to leave the company. He went to the board, talked about it, the board was forced to find a buyer as there was no one suitable within the executive team to take his place. After our analysis of the executive team, we agreed with the board's conclusion that there wasn't anyone currently within the company that could have taken his place. The second most tenured executive member was James Henry, who was the CFO and working at the company for 12 years. They had a very siloed background. The remaining executive members didn't have the right combination of vision, operational background, or tenure, honestly. In the context of the uncertainty of the situation, the announcement of the leaving would dramatically decrease the stock price. This acquisition mainly served to preserve the market valuation as well as solve this leadership problem. When we analyze the process itself, we think that the number of strategic buyers that we could kind of approach was sufficient. The issue that we had with the process was that 5 NDAs were signed while only 1 bid was made. We believe that the lack of competitive pricing pressure really limited to the value available to shareholders from this transaction. As you can see here on the right-hand part of our slide, the purchase price of $56 is supported by our quantitative valuation, but we believe that with better succession planning, there could have been more than 1 bid at the end of this process. If there had been more than 1 bid due to competitive pricing pressure, the final acquisition price most certainly would have been higher. Now I'm going to hand it off to Andrew to talk about our valuation methodology.
Thanks, Becca. So, in summary, our valuation ranges support the conclusion that the purchase price was fair at $56. However, we also believe that there is value left on the table as a result of the non-competitive nature of the sell-side process. So to begin our valuation, we looked at transaction multiples. This provided us with the widest valuation range. This is a result of the very specific nature of the transactions within the medical device space and the high variability found within. So to corroborate this range and to deduce it to a smaller area and actually determine what Vascular is worth, we performed a DCF analysis on a base case and a synergy case basis. In our base case, we built out a revenue build for 7 years and looked at specific product growth, keeping in mind the place in the product life cycle that each of these products are at. In the near term, legacy products will continue to deliver strong growth, but in the medium and long term, growth will primarily come from blockbuster products, the RePlas product, and the large bore access device, the TAVR device. Additionally, a problem encountered with modeling out a high growth company like Vascular Solutions is the high growth rate. And to get to a terminal value, we had to take this into consideration by building out a 2-step growth model. Phase 1 lasts for 3 years and implies 7% growth, and then phase 2 begins thereafter and goes into perpetuity at 3% growth. We believe that Vascular Solutions will be able to continue to maintain their gross margins with effective product lifecycle management, and we also expect meaningful EBITDA margin expansion as a result of the aforementioned sales force build-out. Our discounted cash flow yielded a $43 base case value, and this corroborates the trading range of Vascular prior to the announcement of the deal and serves as a reasonable place to value Vascular as a standalone entity. We then valued the synergies by performing a synergy case DCF. We determined synergies were worth approximately $15 per share, implying a $58 share price to Teleflex. And this again points to the fact that the sale process was relatively non-competitive and it left value on the table. To arrive at our synergy value, we used guidance from Teleflex management. They gave us total synergy values, and we used a reasonable level of cost synergy to deduce what that implied about revenue synergies. This told us that revenues are the crucial piece here, and therefore management guidance and vision is crucial to generating this value. In determining the realisticness of the situation, we estimated that about 2/3 of the synergies would come from revenues, while 1/3 would come from cost. While normally revenue synergies are more difficult to attain, we think that Teleflex, by utilizing its international distribution network, will be able to readily attain these synergies by introducing vascular products abroad.
In conclusion, our valuation supports the idea that the transaction price was fair, given the context of the situation. However, we do believe that shareholder value is ultimately left unrealized because of the situation that the acquisition happened in the first place. Thank you.
Terrific. That's a nice presentation. I just have a question on revenue growth. Your projections are that revenue will grow 10.6%, 16 to 19, and then bump up 18%, 19 to 23. Could you just go into maybe some of the assumptions that were being made? I realize that there's a basket of products here with varying degrees of growth rate, but maybe just a little bit more in your assumptions and how you get to those growth rates, any way that you can clarify that?
Sure. So to clarify, yeah, we did build up that
zero by the terminal period. Additionally, so we look primarily at historical revenue growth in the years leading up to this. Some products have begun to slow. We tapered those off. Other products, especially the line item other products, so these are products that have yet to be even thought of or are in the very early stages of the pipeline. And those are things that capture value from vascular's ability to come up with new ideas. So we considered how growth was tapering over time and then determine how that would fade off into the future before our terminal value.
And just with that new product growth, do you look at their R&D dollars and maybe the efficiency rate of R&D? Because obviously that is a key growth driver for them, is just those new product introductions.
Yeah, so there's a lot of variability in determining that. What we used primarily as a guide was where their revenue was growing historically. They've been very, very consistent with keeping it around 10%, and we think that that's a very reasonable guideline to continue to go forward prior to the terminal period. So we use that primarily as a way to smooth the revenue and take into consideration the fact that their products are constantly churning. What are their top 8 products today? If you look back in their 10Ks, those change year over year, and that's a result of newer products growing at faster rates and coming onto the radar of that 10K disclosure.
I'd like to ask about your source of growth in the various product lines. I realize it is a very large group, but could you tell me about independent sources you used for the total addressable markets?
Yeah, so we use management guidance for primarily the replas and the large bore access device. Additionally, GuideLiner, specifically management, estimates about $75 million in addressable market for that. That seems pretty realistic. Management, although historically has a hit and miss record with doing so we try to be more conservative rather than more aggressive. And especially in replas and the large bore access device, we took special care to make sure that those tapered up to a growth rate over a long period of time. Yeah, you can see that in the lower right there.
Nice job. I think you had your EBITDA margin in the out year giving up low or high 20s. Can you just talk a little bit about how you decided that they were going to be able to achieve that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at our analyst day, management gave guidance that they expected to roughly be able to double their revenue with the same number of salespeople. Therefore, what we determined, so they're at $160 million in the LTM as of our valuation date. So the period ended 9/30, the last 12 months there. So $160 million would be a little over, double that would be a little over 300, and be conservatively use $250 million as our cutoff. So up until revenue gets to that point, we've seen that sales, general, and admin expense will be growing at 3/4 the rate of the total revenue projections.
So I wanted to drill down a little bit in your point that vascular failed to conduct sufficient succession planning. You know, Howard Root founded this company in 1997, and usually when you see a founder still involved in the company, they feel a responsibility to do succession planning. So I want to just get your thoughts on that, and why do you think you failed to develop succession planning?
So when analyzing this acquisition, we looked at the document that was produced by management to outline the reason behind the acquisition. The fact that Root expressed a desire to leave the company and the board's first decision was to go to market, we believe signals that there was no one suitable to take his decision. We believe that if they had conducted succession planning, there would have been someone willing to step up and take his place. Did I answer your question?
I think on a standalone basis, it looked like we came up with intrinsic value or valuation in the low 40s, and yet Dayton was obviously 56, and I think you even had those synergies 58 was a reasonable target. It's a pretty big gap. If you were presenting to the board on Teleflex and playing devil's advocate, what would you be most worried about, or should they be most worried about in capturing those synergies, the revenue, costs?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, Teleflex didn't give specific guidance as to what specific product lines were being introduced in international markets, and what their strategy was to actually make sure that those revenue synergies were attained. So really, the story there, like we were saying, so 2/3 of our projected synergies are revenues. That's really the component that is the big deal breaker here. So if they don't have a clear path forward to introduce those markets, and also if they're cannibalizing their own existing product sales in those international markets, then ultimately that would be an issue for them.
Did you think about looking at the margins of comparable companies? If that is kind of a gauge on whether the 29% EBITDA margin was achievable?
Yeah, so we,
That's it.
so we consider the comparable companies. The publicly traded peers were not great fits. The main issue was in size, but yeah, we did consider that there were margin differences as well as growth differences as well. But generally speaking, publicly traded medical device companies are significantly larger than vascular, and that makes comparing apples to apples very difficult. And that's why we focus so heavily on the discounted cash flow analysis and the synergy analysis. These companies are just so different from each other that it's hard to really compare them.
I think part of the problem as well is that VASC is a portfolio of products. So in order to do that, you'd have to have a much more granular idea of what sort of products are in each company that you're comparing it to as well. So it's very difficult to sort of estrange those benefits from a blended number like an EBITDA margin for larger publicly traded firms.
Just curious about whether or not you spent any time looking at management's compensation and what your thoughts are about management's compensation.
Yeah, so we did spend, take a look at this slide, we have the compensation of the management. In looking at the compensation of the executive members in comparison to other firms of the same size, we think it's reasonable. They also had significant options in club and trades in shares in the company. So, but we thought it was reasonable.
About any of the short-term and long-term metrics for bonuses. Did you look at those and what you thought about those?
So primarily the question that we were concerned with was the viability of the transaction, the reasonableness of the transaction. Given that situation, management compensation wasn't a critically large focus. Obviously, because they'll be growing this business now into Teleflex.
That's 10 seconds. Trying to wrap it up. Thank you.